What's good, YouTube? I think this should be live right now. In today's stream, we're gonna be following through on a suggestion that was made on TikTok the other day. And they were basically saying, I wonder what it would be if you combined the Kamiz and then the Perrie precons. So what we actually have here today is the Kamiz deck that we built previously, and then the Perrie precon, which is literally just straight up the precon that we have. And then I have my Atraxa commander deck right here. And what we're gonna do is combine all of these commander decks together essentially to create something that hopefully is good. So let me just shout out to the Discord that we're live right now, and then we should be good to go. I will say that I don't know for how much time I can be here because I do have to go to work tomorrow morning. Dude, we have 65 people in the Discord. That's amazing. And yeah, so that's what's gonna happen today. So first things first, I'm gonna look through each one of these decks, and we're gonna find the cards that, well, we have to decide how this deck wants to play first. I think that more than anything is combining 3 commander decks into 1 commander deck. I think is something that is, I don't know how simple this is going to be or difficult this is going to be, but it's something to do. So what I'm imagining is that the Perrie precon here is going to be the base of the deck. You know, Atraxa likes to proliferate counters, and the Perrie precon does a good job of creating counters for our creatures to have. And Kamiz does a good job of having creatures attack, deal damage unblocked, and then potentially create some sort of advantage for us after they deal damage. So what I'm thinking of is cards that deal damage and proliferate unblocked with shield counters on them that we proliferate with Atraxa and by dealing damage. So what we want to look for in the Perrie precon right now are cards that create maybe not just shield counters per se, but definitely just counters in general. I think is the route that we're gonna go here. So the contractual safeguard puts a shield counter on target creature we control. So I think this is exactly what we need here. So I'm just gonna be looking through these cards and then finding where it says shield counter and then just adding it to the deck. But I hope everybody's having a good day. You know, yesterday I uploaded a video that I watched on YouTube that I found interesting. You know, because the video was uploaded in a fashion that was more me reacting to the video, I couldn't show the entirety of the video. I think the video would have made more sense yesterday if I had spoken more on what the individual in the video, Rich, had done. You know, technically, we'll keep this generous gift over here off to the side. This dude, Rich, the guy that played Magic the Gathering, drove around these dudes from England that were looking for individuals that were a part of an association that have 3 letters that I would like to be free from repeating. That is quote unquote called the most racist organization on the earth. And I think in the It's known as by 3 letters, and I'm gonna be free from saying it. If you're listening to this, be free from typing it. We can be free from using this language. But what was crazy to me was how inside the video, and I didn't show them, how many threats the guys from England were being given. Like, listen, if you go to this place by yourself, like, people are straight up telling them, like, you might not come back, man. Which would, I think, when you talk that way, it sounds kind of dangerous. I think people would think that. And the Magic the Gathering player was like, yeah, if you guys want, he's like, yeah, if you guys need a ride, I'll just drive you guys around, it's fine. So my dude's driving, the dude that plays Magic is driving all the other people around, and he's literally just chilling with, just in an area that's just not safe, man. If you're in a town that's known as the most racist town in the entire country, and you're driving around 2 individuals of color from another country, I think that I don't know, that just sounds like a bad idea. But he did it anyway. So, you know, I made that video yesterday just to give him a shout out, just because people are gonna watch that and they're gonna be like, wow, look at this guy, he plays Magic the Gathering, look at what he's doing. This guy's, I don't know, it seems kind of intense to me. I wouldn't do that, if I'm being honest. But yeah. Random story of the day. This can be proliferated. We could make a creature token. I don't know if this really matters, honestly. I don't want flying counters. This Rich Card's Expertise might be good. We'll definitely play this Soul Ring, just because Soul Ring is just good. Steelbane Hydra. I don't know if this is that important inside this deck right now. Does this put a shield counter? Yes, it does. So we'll play that. So we are building Atraxa by combining Kamiz and Perrie. So Kamiz and Perrie will just be creatures inside this commander deck. We'll call them lieutenants. They will be lieutenants inside the deck of which Atraxa is the commander. Yeah, I think this Bribe Taker can go over there. Gross Defense Contractor. This puts shield counters on creatures our opponents control, so I don't think I want that, honestly. I think I have some more cards over there that put shield counters on creatures, actually, so I may have to go over there and grab those cards. This Storm of Forms seems super specific to the way this deck wants to play. Oh, this is a great one. It says, when this attacks, put a counter, choose a counter on a permanent you control. Put a counter of that kind on target permanent you control if it doesn't have a counter of that kind on it. This is like interesting. It's not really proliferate, but it's kind of, it's like sharing. If it had counters on it, investigate. I don't know. I think I kind of would want to put this in another commander deck. I think this can go over here. This can go over here. Just stuff that deals with counters and proliferating. Whenever a permanent you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters on target permanent you control. Okay. You can play that. Yeah, Evolution Sage replays, proliferate. The Slippery Bogbonder puts hexproof counters, so we'll play that. This Tezzer's Gambit, proliferate. The Gavel of the Righteous. This says, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put a charge counter in Gavel of the Righteous. I kind of like this. We'll play this. It's just a good way to make creatures strong. Forgotten Ancient, I think we play. This doesn't give a shield counter. This just straight up says proliferate multiple times. And this kind of acts like protection, but 5 mana? Dude, that's kind of heavy. We'll leave it there for now. We'll play Rolesk, which is cool. Karn's Bastion? They put Karn's Bastion in the precon? Fathom Mage? I wish Fathom Mage was a 2-drop or a 3-drop. At 4-drop, this just seems kind of heavy just to draw a card when a creature enters the battlefield. Or it says when a counter is placed on... Oh wait, we're proliferating. We play this. Okay, so that's where the cards that we pulled from the Perrie precon. Now we're gonna pull cards from Kamiz. And then we'll see what we have at some point. So this is from Perrie. Leave that over here. You know, I really should probably get on a streaming schedule. But I'm not a good YouTuber yet, so why would I have a streaming schedule? See, well, I guess what we'll focus on from this precon here, from the Kamiz precon, is conniving. Because connive can put counters on our creatures. So that is not that. That's not what we want. Deals damage to a player, you may draw a card, and if you do, discard a card. Destroy target creature, planeswalker, each creature that convoke lethal scheme connives. Put a +1. You may discard an online card. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. Fair. You know, when I built this, I have so many specters inside here that I think the rest of the cards that might actually work really well are sitting in a pile over there somewhere. Each of X target creatures you control connive. You may have any number of them phase out. Yeah, I think we'll play that. This gives an equipped creature fear and draws us a card, which I think gives us semi-unblockable, which I think is good. I think this Cephalid Face Taker is good. Writ of Return. Return target creature to the battlefield from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. I mean, I don't know what I think about that. This connives Jailbreak. Seems like a cool card. Rankle. I don't know if we want to play Rankle in this. Rogue's Passage, I think we definitely play. You know, what's good, Rose? The Gundam has appeared, the Rose Gundam. So you picked the Rose Gundam because that's like, if you could have had your own Gundam, Rose, you would be in the Rose Gundam. That's what you're saying. At least that's what I'm understanding. That's your choice. Thank you for liking the video. I see that. Yes, it's your favorite. Yeah, if I had to pick a Gundam, If I had to pick a single Gundam, there's a Gundam called the Death Scythe Gundam. It looks like the Grim Reaper. That would be the Gundam that I would pick. There's a Grim Reaper with like a green scythe. Seems really intense. There. Alright, so this is the actual... yeah. This is the actual Atraxa commander deck that I have right now. Guys, this Atraxa deck is actually... This is just Enchantress. It's just Enchantress in those colors. Atraxa really is not even... There's no point to really having Atraxa. I easily could just put 2 partner commanders of these colors and just play it. Camouflaging cloak too. Okay. I'm not too sure what that is. If it's camouflage, how can you... What does it look like? Basically, I'm not even sure if I can take any cards from this Atraxa deck because of how Enchantress based it is. Which is why, like, I don't even think I pull a card out of the Atraxa deck because all I need to do is really just switch commanders and then I just have another Enchantress deck filled with white, green, blue, and black. Alayla. Kestia. Kestia is a cool card, guys. I really like this card right here. I think this is a good card. Yeah, I mean, looking at this, that gets counters, but no. This is just a straight up Enchantress deck. There's nothing to remove from the Atraxa deck. You know, while I'm looking through these cards, I'm gonna end up looking through Perrie again and see if I can pull any cards out of there. But I just want to say that it's Gundam called Death Scythe Heal. You should check it out when you got time. Yeah, bro. I used to be all about that life. I used to be. But in the past, people were talking to me about becoming content creators, and then I said that I would make videos talking about how to become content creators, so we're gonna talk about that right now. And then I'll clip this out and I'll upload it to YouTube after while I'm looking through these cards. You know, if let's imagine that you're somebody who's never made content before and that you're looking to make content for the first time ever inside your life, like where should that person start? Like what do you even do? I think is a fair question to ask. And when you're thinking about making content, and specifically this is for people who are looking to become Magic the Gathering creators. I'm not just talking about it in general, I mean people that play Magic the Gathering. So the purpose of this little conversation, yes, is to teach people how to go from nothing to becoming just having a successful or seemingly successful, just growing a community, we'll say. Just growing community. So, when we talk about growing a community, you know, there's a couple things you have to understand about growing a community on YouTube. Or anywhere, really. Lewis, what's good? And when you're growing a community, you know, you gotta kind of think about it just like meeting new friends. Like, how many new friends can you make over a period of time? Lewis, I'm doing good. How are you doing? And the reason why I say that is because when you're looking to become a content creator, like, how far into the future do you see yourself making content? You know, like I tell myself, for the next 40 years, I'm gonna be making content. 40 years, guys. So, the reason why I say that is because it takes time to build the community, and not just build a community, but build the community that you want to build. Because what I'll say is that, like, my channel's family friendly, you know? And what if there are people that, there are certainly people that don't like that at all. There are certainly people, and I've played against people on Spell Table, I tell them about my channel, and then they're like, oh, is your channel family friendly? Like, they'll have that reaction. And I'm like, yeah, it is. And then they're like, oh, because I don't want to control the way that I'm talking here during this game. I'm like, oh, you don't got to worry about it. Like, I'm not recording anything. But like, I've had that reaction from people, so I know automatically right off the bat, like, because my channel's family friendly, like, it's not going to be for everyone, right? And that's fair, you know? It's the community that I want to build, right? So you got to ask yourself, like, what kind of community, what kind of people do you want to attract inside your channel? Like, are you cool with the cursing and this and that and drama and these and then all these things? Like, if you're cool with that, then that's fine. Like, you can act in a certain way on stream, and people that act that way will naturally subscribe. And I'll be honest, I find that people that do curse and that are boisterous and that are loud and that are these ways, I think people generally find them more entertaining. So what I would say, if that's something that you're comfortable with, that you would probably build a fan base a lot faster than other people would. So just because there are in my experience, it's more common to find people like that than you would, I think that's more natural, unfortunately. And maybe fortunately, who knows? You know, it is what it is. Because I remember at a point in time in my life when I used to act like that, when, you know, if I was making content 5 years ago, I would be saying anything I want to say, honestly. And I wouldn't even think anything about what I was saying over here at all. It would be this is 5 years ago. This stream would be very different, but it's not, it's now. So, I feel like the communities have a higher chance of toxicity that way, though. Exactly. Rose, you bring up a really good point, because it's one of those things where, yeah, that's like a trade-off. It's gonna grow faster. Like, I highly believe that it would grow faster, but there's that trade-off, like you said, where now there's just a higher chance of toxicity, because remember, you're, as a streamer, as a content creator, you're only going to attract the people that you are. So if you're toxic and yelling and you're screaming, you know, chances are you're going to go in your chat and people are going to be yelling and screaming and being toxic. So you just got to ask yourself if you're cool with that. And there are some people that are cool with that, you know? There's nothing wrong. I mean, that's totally fine. I think it's you know, you putting your effort towards this, I think that's an honorable way of living your life. Regardless, nobody should have any say in whatever type of community you're looking to your build, because it's yours. And in life, there's a limitless number of possibilities that can exist. So all you are is just the potentiality. So the reason why I say this is because it's important to make sure that as you're making content, like, it takes time to build that audience. So you really have to put into perspective how much time you're going to be dedicating to this, and then plan everything out from there. Like, before you even start, if you're someone who's never even thought about making content before, and you just right now suddenly had this idea that you want to, you have to ask yourself, like, how many months or years can I actually see myself doing this for? Because if it's not longer than 5 years, then I don't think that, or maybe 3 years, then I think that it would be wise for you to just take that energy and put it towards something else. you know? But that's just me, you know? I'm giving myself 5 years to get to 1 million subscribers. What's up, Joe? And like, I'm comfortable with that. And if I don't get to 1 million subscribers in 5 years, like, I'm cool with that. Like, maybe it'll take 10 years, you know? It's fine with me, you know, but I go into this with the patience, knowing that these things, if I want to build a family-friendly community, it's gonna take time. I mean, that's all it really is, you know, and I have time, so it's fine. So, what I want to say is, I'm gonna go grab some cards over here, guys. I'm literally just gonna stand up. Oh, and people asking questions why this is in black and white, the screen. Like, if you guys see this over here, like if I go to the camera and then I go to face cam and then I go to filters. Hold up, the computer's freezing. So if I go to filters and if I do I think it's this one right here, it'll turn the color back on. But like, I got this green screen behind me, and then, you know, I think that looks weird. I like all the colors looking the same. So just to answer people's questions about that, that's why we turn it on, so that we don't see the green screen. And why are we so focused on family friendly? Because Joe, like I mentioned, we want to get to 1 million subscribers on this channel. And I think like the universe needs to allow me to have 1 million subscribers, right? So I think it's much easier for me to be allowed to have 1 million subscribers by the universe if people are free from thinking that they have to, like, I would want some person to be watching it. Like, sometimes I watch some people's streams and then they start talking and I have like the sound up really high and I'm just like, man, like, I wish they didn't say that loud, you know? And I just want people to be able to watch this stream and to just have it on and know that they know what they're, you know what I'm saying? And I think, like, you know, Disney is not Disney ain't making no rated R movies. Disney's not making rated R movies. So if I can get to the point where I could align myself with people like that, you know, if I believe that if I act like that, I'll attract that to my life. So, or at least those opportunities. So that's my goal, man. That's my goal. So I can use that money. And then if I get money, if I start working with Disney, dude, I'm going to take all the money and I'm going to build roads or pave all the roads in the towns that I grew up in, like Dover, New Jersey, Hopatcong, New Jersey. I would give money to County College of Morris, where I went to college. I would give money to, I graduated from William Paterson University, and I would give money to them. I would give money to the town in Puerto Rico where my family grew up. I would pave the, oh man, we have to pave the roads over there in Puerto Rico. You're bugging if you ain't paving no roads in Puerto Rico. Lord knows they need to fix those roads. So I would just pave roads over there too, and then figure out a way to like give money to dogs, like homeless dogs or something, give them shelters or just build stuff. And then for myself, I just want to find a dog, because my dog, I would like to make multiple versions, more versions of the dog that I have right now, we should say, or I'll say politely. And I want to have like a dog pack of dogs. I need like a pack of dogs of my dog, but I want my dog, a version of my dog, but like a really big one. I need one that's, if it stood up, that is taller than me, but it's my dog. My dog's like, he's like a little black German Shepherd. He's like 30 pounds, but he's pure black. Thank you for liking the video. But I think that if I could just have a house and then have my pack of dogs run outside the house free, and then just take care of them and mow the lawn. and play Magic. That's what I want to do. It's a dumb dream. Guys, I gotta go grab cards over there. Just give me a second. Yeah, right, Silvio? It's that simple. Jordan, what's good, dude? You have a new name. I've never seen your name before. I've seen it on Michael Jordan's name, but not Overstreet. And we were just talking about paving roads, and your last name is Overstreet, which is kind of funny. Which commander am I most excited for? Right now, the you know the Naya, her name is Maya or something like that. The in film scoring, I need to grind. Hey man. Yeah, you just start right now, Joe. Yeah, as long as you believe that you're on the path to, you're taking the steps to get yourself to where you want to be, that belief is, and that faith is more important than anything. But Jordan, there's a commander that exists that like goads creatures or something. I don't know if it goads creatures, but it's like a, I can't. I'm gonna look it up on my computer right now. Hold up. I'm actually really pumped for this commander. Mostly because I already built a commander deck that does exactly what this commander does. And it's weird because it's almost like it was perfect. The deck's gonna play so much better now. It's like Gahiji, but it's not Gahiji. So I get in the magic word, bro. Yo, dude, it's worth it, man. No, her name is, it starts with an M. I know it starts with an M, but it's 3 colors. It's green, white, and red. And I forget what it is, but I'm excited because the moment I get that card, I literally just put it in the command zone and I'm done. You know, I don't have to build a deck, which is great for me. Refuse to yield. No, that's not it. Broker's veteran. This puts shield counter. Yes, Mazzy, dude. Mazzy is fire. Mazzy is fire, guys. I really like Mazzy. I think Mazzy is going to be such a fun commander to play. If I had to pick one. Infinite value. Infinites are nice. Knives. Song reminds me of the beach. This is the only deck you have right now? Word. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, I mean, just to catch you up on what I've been doing over here, since it's kind of relevant to you. Essentially what we're doing is combining the 2 precons, which is all these cards over here essentially. So we're playing around Connive, Unblockable, and then shield counters and plus and just counters in general, because Atraxa says when at the beginning of your end step you can actually proliferate the counters that you have. So I could have 4 shield counters on a creature, which can protect it potentially 4 times, you know? And I think 1 is strong, but proliferating, to me, those shield counters is gonna just feel so good. So that's mainly what we're doing here. It's not my idea, Joe. It's not my idea. I give all the credit to this individual from TikTok that literally commented and told me that, and I was like, wow, that seems really fun. So what I'm actually gonna do right now is see if I can go find that video or that comment, and then I'm gonna put it on the stream so we can see that. Get this to stop talking. So I'm actually gonna pull this over really quickly just so I properly shout out this individual, and then we'll go back to what we were doing. But yeah, just so you guys see, when I'm a good YouTuber, I'll do this a lot faster. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm not a good YouTuber yet, guys. Give me a second. I'm slow. So we're gonna click on this, and now all of it will move. Cool. So as you can see over here, it clearly says Dallas Murphy Gooder. Thank you, Dallas Murphy, because he says, could you find a way to combine that Kamiz and Perrie decks to make it even better? And I just said, great idea. So because of Dallas Murphy, Dallas is the reason why we're having this stream today. So thank you, Dallas, from TikTok, for having this idea, which is now allowing all of us to potentially learn a new way to play Atraxa, which would be fun. So now we're gonna bring this back over here. And then, yeah. But yeah, so, yo, Jetsy, what's good? Jetsy, you're funny. Check Ancient Bronze Dragon from Baldur's Gate. Ancient Bronze Dragon, hold up. Oh, it's Commando MTG. Yeah, I guess that's an actual creature. What is this? Wait, what? Whenever Ancient Bronze Dragon deals combat damage to a player, roll a d20. When you do, put X+1/+1 counters on each of up to 2 target creatures. Wow, dude, that's kind of a bomb. In a deck that has haste, that would be really strong. Because if I had removal, I would just remove it as quickly as possible, if I'm being honest. But yo. But like we were talking about with making content and everything, you know, another random side note that what I'm noticing on the channel is we're talking about like, what can you expect if you're a person who's gonna start making content? Like, what are you gonna expect from your audience? We already know how much time we think it's gonna take for us to grow, but like, what did I experience while I was growing this channel so that you guys may or may not, you guys may be better than me at making content. This may be completely different. So I'll just tell you my experience, and then it'll give you a more a valid expectation as to what you're gonna see. And like when I started back in December, you know, I think that I had 50 subscribers by February, and I started in December. And what I notice is that for every certain number of subscribers that you have like a certain number of people that are going to consistently watch the stream. And what I found, I think for every 100 people that you have subscribed, you'll have maybe 6 people, and I actually did the math. You'll have 6 people that will consistently watch every single video that you upload, comment and like every single time. So for every 100 people that you get, you have 6 people. At least that's what it's like for my channel. So if you're someone who's just starting out and you're putting content and people aren't watching or people aren't commenting and it seems kind of slow, it really is, you have to give people more of an opportunity to comment, to like, and to watch. So like when I learned something, I watched a study and it said that people that on average have 150 videos on their channel have about 1,000 subscribers. So I have almost, I have a lot more than 150 videos and I don't have 1,000 subscribers, which is why I think my numbers aren't as good as I think that they are, or my channel's not doing as good as I think it is, but I'm so grateful for what I have. But more importantly, that you have to, it's really about volume and the number of videos that you're uploading. So for example, like, ooh, this is a good card. For example, in my channel, I got to a point where I was like, listen, like, I'm gonna start uploading. I need to get to 250 or 150 videos as quickly as possible. Like in my mind, I was like, if I get to 150 videos based on that study, I should have 1,000 subscribers. So let's just get to 100 videos as quickly as possible. And I uploaded 2 videos every single day. Literally 2 videos every single day. Regardless of like what it was, regardless if it was doing well, regardless if it was popular, but I was just getting videos up 2 times every single day. And I think like when people click on your channel and they see the number of videos you have on your channel, they're more likely to subscribe based on the thought process that they're going to be able to see more videos in the future. So at least to me, that's what I think is going on. So what I would suggest if you're just starting out is to upload 2 videos every single day. Literally every single day, no excuse. You gotta upload 2 videos every single day. And I think that based on the numbers, it's actually impossible for you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Rose. I think it's actually impossible for people to not subscribe and for people to not, how do you say, interact with your channel based on sheer chance and just numbers. Charlie, what's good? But yo, we actually pulled a good amount of cards over here right now, so we may end up just laying this out on the table in a moment and seeing what we have. Thank you for liking the video. But yeah, so that's just something to keep in mind. Moral of the story is you gotta upload videos consistently, 2 videos every single day, and just know that for every 100 subscribers, you're gonna get 6 people, thank you for liking the video, that are consistently watching your videos. Like when I upload a video right now, like on my channel, I may get like, when I upload a video on my channel, I think that I maybe get, like, I would say 60. Like, I would average 60 views in a couple days. I'll get 60 views on that video. Thank you for liking the video. But what I'll notice is that when I uploaded, like, Kamiz, oh, seriously, guys. When I made Kamiz videos, my videos were getting like 2,000 views. And I would get a lot of subscribers from those videos. But I think a lot of, because we're talking about being a Magic the Gathering creator, I think that a lot of your views are going to be based on just a specific commander. Oh, really? We'll see, Charlie. I don't think it's going too far. I definitely gotta go to the post office then. Thank you. That'll be funny. But thank you, Charlie. I appreciate it. But what I was gonna say was, I forget. Give me a moment to remember. Yeah, guys, I totally forgot. What was I saying? When we're building, no. I was gonna go ahead and talk about something different. The way people were watching videos on the channel. And, oh yeah, that I was getting a lot of views from one specific commander, right? Like Kamiz like blew up. Like Kamiz easily has one Kamiz video on my channel will have easily triple the number of views that I normally get. But I think, yeah, Dro, hopefully it does. I mean, we're only grateful if it does, and grateful that we get the opportunity to be here even if it doesn't. Joe, the subscription, thank you. Well, when we're talking about, but yeah, so I think what I'm noticing on my channel is that people subscribe with the expectation that I'm going to upload something in the future that is something that, oh, I didn't even realize that. Well, that's definitely a good point, Lewis. I was the first one? Oh, one of the first one. I was like, whoa. Maybe I should make that a habit then. But what I was saying was like, what I think is that people subscribe in having faith that I'm gonna upload a video in the future that is of a commander that they enjoy. Because if I'm building a commander, let's say like right now I'm building Kamiz, I'm building Atraxa with Kamiz and Perrie. What if there's someone out there that literally wants nothing to do with these commanders, right? Then they're not gonna watch this video. Jump on a legend spoiler quick and that will help. Yeah, I probably should get more into proactive with the spoilers and stuff like that instead of just building decks and saving money. But yeah, still grateful. But yeah, so if you're looking to make Magic the Gathering content, I think it's just important to become aware that it really is based on how popular the topic is that you're uploading as well. So like, you know what I could have done? I easily could have just, instead of doing every single commander, I could have just bought Kamiz, built Kamiz, and just uploaded Kamiz videos for the next Kamiz videos for 5 days in a row, 2 times in 1 day. And like, I'm wholeheartedly believe that like, I think the most views I have in one Kamiz video is probably like 1,800 views, and I would have easily had maybe five uploads that week, and each upload probably would have had at minimum, and I'm really lowballing this, like 500 views minimum, instead of me making other commanders that people aren't going to want to click because they just don't have as much buzz. But then again, like, I think the variety is nice, but that's why like on my channel right now, like you'll go and you'll see the subscribers, and then you look at the amount of views, and like some videos have like 2,000 views, and then some other ones will have like 40, or like, you know. So just take that, like, if you're gonna be a person that's making content, just know that specifically for Magic, that's just a reality that you're gonna end up probably experiencing. A top 10 fun commanders to play against, that'd be a cool video. Definitely make one of those in the future. We can probably make it on live stream, and then you guys can type back and see what you think about it. I think that'd be cool. But yeah, those are just my thoughts, and I hope that those things help. You know, and if you have any questions about making content in particular, you know, the stream's here, I go live, you can talk to me. We have a Discord, you can ask me in the Discord, and that's life. But for Baldur's Gate, like if you guys are watching this and you guys can type in the chat, I have this like a question that I've been asking myself, that I think because I haven't been following so much of the Baldur's Gate spoilers, mostly because of work, that I'm really not sure what the vibe is in the community right now. Thank you for liking the video. That what commander do you think from Baldur's Gate is gonna command like Kamiz attention? Which commander inside Baldur's Gate is going to have the most views? Which one? Do you believe? It doesn't matter. So Joe Creed, when I build a deck, I want there to be cards. Let me just fix this. There that get the table talking and warps the game in an odd way instead of always being hyper competitive. That's fun. The new Precon Horror Demir. Oh yeah, I think you're 100% right. Alright, so then that'll be the Precon that we really focus on. Bane? I'm not too sure if I know who Bane is. So the speed is important, at which I upload videos is important. Okay. At least that's what I'm becoming aware of at this point in time. We play this. I think I have a Skycloud Expanse inside there. We'll play that Mirrored Landscape. Guys, I don't know how many cards I have inside the deck right now. Merkel, Bane. Okay. I guess it would be worth it for me one day to go on EDH Rec and see how many decks these commanders already have built, and then you just use that as like as a barometer to know where the hype is, you know, because then I can spend my money wisely. Because why would I buy a precon of a commander that's not going to get as many views if there's a card inside the set that's a vastly more popular commander that could get a lot more views on the channel? And to be honest, I also have to be inspired to build the deck. Like, if I'm not inspired to build the commander deck, then I'm not really, just don't want to do it. You know, I think that's everybody though. Merkel decks, a lot of Merkel decks. So then that may be a sign. And I think that'd be fun too. This seems like a fun commander. Guys, I need to count these cards really quick because I'm not sure how many cards I have. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. This was 30, 40, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 70. So we have 70 cards. And we have a good number of lands too. So I think that we're missing. We definitely have a lot more stuff to add. Also, playing it day one release is awesome. You mean like play testing it, you mean? There's the Dragon Cycle. Yeah, I think that's gonna be fun, dude. Chris plays Madden. What's good, Chris? That's a new name. Everybody say what's good to Chris, bro. I think Chris is a new name. What's good, Chris? But we got what's Jamie do? I'm not too sure what Jamie does. But I was gonna say thank you for saying hi to Chris, guys. I appreciate it. But what was I gonna say? That it's hard to keep track of everything. I'm doing my best. 100. Oh, you guys are literally looking up the numbers right now. 118 decks for Merkel and 12 for Mazzy. Well, it's a good thing I don't have to build Mazzy because Mazzy's technically already built. What's Kamiz do? So Kamiz, Chris. Oh, I think I have Kamiz inside the deck right here. So Kamiz essentially gives one creature unblockable during combat and gives another attacking creature double strike. So the idea is with this deck, because creatures are going to have double strike and unblockable, we want cards that when they deal damage, they're going to do something called proliferate, which is going to allow us to create more counters. So from the Perrie precon, what we do is we do have conniving in the deck as well. Conniving puts counters on creatures, but in the Perrie precon, there is a specific type of counter called shield counters. And what we want to do is make as many shield counters as possible so that we can protect our creatures and then proliferate them so they get even more shield counters so that they're even more protected, which is just kind of what we're building right now. I think I need a lot more cards. There's another land. And but technically, like, if you guys were, I do these streams so that new players can see kind of, because what I'm doing right now is everything that I was taught for how to build a commander deck. So, and nothing different really. The only, I mean, like, there are a couple things that I do that I made up on my own, but that's few and far between. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 22. So there's 22 lands here that are of various colors. So that means we need 36 lands. So we need 14 more lands. In a 4-color deck, we need 14 lands. 14 more lands in a 4-color deck. That means I'm going to end up playing... How do I divide 14 evenly? Yeah, dude, the mana base is... These multicolored lands are so amazing. So what we're gonna do right now, let's just grab some of these. Oh really, Silvio? There are lands that create that have counters and then tap for more mana? I never even knew that. Triomes? I think I got some Triomes in the binder, actually. I think I got some Triomes. Alright, Silvio. I wish that YouTube allowed us to do like a card command so that we could just type in cards inside the chat and the cards will just pop up immediately. But that seems like it's only like a Twitch thing. So all we're gonna do right now is just grab basic lands. I'm just gonna grab 3 of each and say that that's good for now. Storage lands. See what you're saying now. Dreadship Reef? Okay. This is Land of Wire Reborn. We got this. We need a plains. And then I need some swamp. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we get these swamps in here. Ooh, let's put that Felwar Stone. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's it. And we'll just leave it like this. That's the mana base. Hickory Woodlot. Sounds like a cool one. Vivid lands have counters too. Yeah. I just didn't know there were lands that tap for more mana when they had. But we have Dreadship Reef, Hickory Woodlot. That would be good. I wonder if Atraxa decks normally play those lands just based off of what Atraxa does. You know, guys, I gotta stand up for a second. My back is... Oh, man. I was doing this exercise called Jefferson curl in the gym, and like my... It's a long story. Let me just stand up. My back is really hurting me right now. Just give me a second. Oh. Still here. Oh. The Dreadship Reef came with the Atraxa Precon? Oh, I got Super Friends, but it has it's I forget what it's called. Super Friends, but it's the lower back specifically, Joe. Dude, I was doing these things called Jefferson curls and working on my lower back. And then I never really rested the day after. Thank you for liking the video. And I never really rested. And then I started lifting kind of heavy, not really too heavy, like not max, but just heavier than I probably should have. And then I started hitting the bag, and then my clients needed to work out their legs. So I had to like show them how to do a Romanian deadlift, and I think just over the course of like those 3 days in a row, they put my back into a place where I just like couldn't walk, dude. I woke up to go to work and I couldn't stand for 20 minutes, and then I finally stood up, and then I went to work. So then I found a rake, and then I pulled the the stick out of the rake. Like I literally have a rake over there on the floor, the other half of it at least, but I walk around with the stick from the rake because otherwise I wouldn't be able to pick up weights for my clients when they're training at the gym. But like, you do what you gotta do, man. Squats are, yeah, I'm like having to teach myself how to work on my abs and my lower back. I've really ignored those, which I'm paying for now, I think. But it's okay, it's a learning experience, and it's only gonna make me a better trainer, so I'm grateful that I'm going through this pain. Okay, so we have a deck. We have a deck over here right now. So we have our 36 lands. I need to find Perrie and Atraxa, and I have no idea where they are. But we do have cards over here sorted out. What I think what we're gonna do is just leave this like this. Calisthenics, if you do, man, calisthenics are tough, man. It makes you look really athletic when you do that. Like it builds your muscles really evenly. But I think we have a good base of cards over here. I know that I have more cards in my collection that works better. I mean, like, do you guys mind if I look through the collection and find more cards? Or would you rather me just do that off stream and then just kind of, you guys can go do whatever you want? You know? Nobody has to be here, you know? How do you tell how many lands you... Alright, so I need to go... You guys gotta give me a second to go grab the box. But, how many lands you need? There's a girl called MTG Goddess, or a lady, I should say, or a woman. And her and her husband have a YouTube channel, and her name is MTG Goddess, and she says that she puts 35 lands in every commander deck. So I tried 35 and just thought that I needed 36, just one more. And so from now on, basically every commander deck I play, I only play 36. Basically, like literally, if you look through the 90 commander decks that I have, unless it's like a landfall deck and it needs more lands, I always have 36 lands. Regardless of the CMC, regardless of anything, I always have 36 lands. Just because I would rather have 36 lands and be flooded than never be able to play the game. That's just me though. But let me go grab the cards, okay? I'll be right back. Oh wow. That's 40 lands? Wow, that's a lot of lands. I mean, it makes sense what you're saying. I just think like when I'm building a deck, I think that if I was playing 0 ramp, then, or like mana rocks, then I think I would probably have to go with 40 lands. Okay, so what we're doing right now is looking for cards that do what? What do we need right now? We need +1/+1 counters, we need proliferate, we need... Let's see. Yo, if you guys haven't checked out the video that I uploaded about the kid that counterspelled racism, that was kind of intense. I mean, I'm not one to talk about these topics. I know they're kind of iffy. So like, I'm gonna be very careful with my language right now. But like, my dude literally drove to, we'll say, because in the United States, we would say African American. But in England, we would say English African descent. He drove them through literally something that's called, yeah, Nico, through literally the most racist town, quote unquote, the most racist town in the United States. And I found that to be so interesting that that Nico dude popped into, he literally, he ends up going to this town and then plays Magic the Gathering inside an LGS. Like, this is the most random thing I've ever seen. Like, I'm sitting there watching the video, like, laughing. And then I'm like, oh my god, my dude's literally sitting in a store right now playing Magic. Like, it was just so random. And, but long story short, what I found cool was that, this is cool. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and you gain 1 life for each creature you control. This is, I don't know. I mean, we'll leave it off the side. But then Richard, like, literally, they're asking the guys in the store, and they're like, and this is stuff that I left out of that video. They were like, oh, what would happen to me if I went to that town where all the people that work for the 3-lettered organization exists? What would happen if I went over there? And they were like, yeah, you'd be lucky if you came back, is what they said to him. Yeah, that if somebody said that to me, I would not go over there. That's fair. That's a fair point, and he definitely does get a lot of views. But I still think, like, I guess we could talk about Nico. I'm more talking about the other dude, the Richard, who agreed to drive them through the area that of which we were talking about, and specifically, like, to be from a town that's quote unquote known as the most RACISM place in America. You know, I think that he did a really good job of making it look like it's not like that, you know? You know? And I think that to put yourself in harm's way and to act in a certain manner, like, I think inside that town, like, if everyone became aware of what Richard did, like, I think that you could make an example out of that guy and then extrapolate him onto all the rest of the people that live inside that town, which would then change the image of that town forever, I think. So if you guys, like, and I said in the video that I uploaded, like, find the original video and, like, clip out clips of Richard. All right, Rose, sounds good. Clip out little clips of Richard and then upload that and, like, share Richard so that people can, exactly, Silvio, exactly. Like, I'm over here complaining about my back, but my dude Richard literally needed to get surgery on his foot. Chat. Nah. I mean, you can think that if you want to think that. But, But what I was gonna say, I just found it inspiring, and it made me feel proud. In Spanish, the word is orgulloso, and it made me feel proud to be someone that plays Magic. To see that, I thought that that was pretty just cool to see, man. It's very cool to see. We found this card over here. Exactly, dude. And he taught him how to play Commander, I think. So we got a Winding Constrictor here. It says if one or more counters would be placed on an artifact creature you control, that many are +1 are placed on it instead. Specifically, I think this card is amazing because it says counters, so it doesn't matter what counter it is. So this can double up our shield counters that we can then proliferate again, which would be pretty cool. That's actually a really good card. Dude, guys, we still gotta build this. At some point, we're gonna build this deck on stream. Alright, so look through the blue cards right now. Arturo, what's good? Mr. Esquivel. Or Esquivel. Yeah, Joe. People, you know, some people just, it's healthy for some people, Joe. That's the reality. Sometimes people need to talk like that because they have to release. And I think, like, being upset at when people express their emotions in an upset manner is unhealthy. Just let them be. You know, it's a possibility. They can act that way, so just let them act that way. You know? This has nothing to do with you. So right now we are building Kamiz. You think? That would be interesting. But what we're gonna do right now, we're combining Kamiz and Perrie and building an Atraxa deck. And we're looking to I don't know how good this deck is gonna be. I don't even know if we're gonna finish building the deck today per se. But what we're just doing is just gathering all the cards that we want so that we have everything ready. What would you say? Purple should become a color in Magic. That would be cool. Do you play Ominous Seas? Whenever you draw a card, put a foreshadow counter in Ominous Seas, remove 8. I don't know, I think this seems kind of random. It does proliferate, we are proliferating, but I think I have to find more creatures that proliferate, guys. I think that has to be a thing. Oh no, like Perrie, that's a good question, Arturo. Perrie and Kamiz are in the deck. So they're kind of like lieutenants inside the deck, you know? Yeah. It's fair. Yeah, I guess Joe, yeah, you can call them secret commanders. Yeah, definitely. Definitely secret commanders. But today is a good day, guys. I hope you guys have a good day. So we're definitely building the that mill, the Demir precon, according to what people are saying in chat. And then hopefully we get to the point where I don't have to, maybe Wizards of the Coast could send me the decks early so that I could playtest them early. That would be cool. So that we could, how about, well, yo, you know, it would be sick if really it's nearly midnight. You know what would be cool, guys? If we had the precons early, and then I place tested them, and then I could then mail that play tested deck. Obviously, only when the commander deck releases, but I could use that in a giveaway and just give away the deck. I think that'd be fun. But then it would be used, so then maybe I would just send the one that was not open so that you have the joy of opening the deck. But I think that would be fun. Yeah, we're not finding too many proliferate cards here. If it was double sleeved, maybe if Dragon Shield would or Ultra Pro would get back to us, I could sleeve it in Ultra Pro Dragon Shield sleeves, and then I can ship it out like that. I don't know about double sleeve. I don't know if they're gonna give me inner sleeves, but I wouldn't mind doing that. But Wizards of the Coast would have to send me the decks early in order for that to happen, and I don't know if that's ever gonna happen. Did you see that new card, Barroom Brawl? Sounds great. What does it do? You say Naeth. I think Naeth is such a cool commander. The wolf reminds me of my dog. I think I just looked through these cards. These are all artifacts. Okay, I don't think we found a single card in that pile of blue cards that we can add, really. You fight something. That's a cool card. You know what my you know what my I used to I use Scryfall all the time, Arturo. That's a cool card. But my coach taught me, he said, in the state of New Jersey, if you get into a fight and if you don't run away and they can prove it in court that you had the opportunity to run away and you didn't, they'll charge you like if you started it. So my coach always says it's much easier you're much more safe running away. Just run away. Don't fight. There's literally nothing to gain. There's nothing to gain. They just say to run away. My coach is Al Cole. I'll type his name in the chat. His name is Al. Well, I gotta say his name correctly or else he would get annoyed. His name is Al. His name is Al Ice Cole. That's exactly how he would tell me to say it. My name's Al Ice Cole. That's what he would say. But my coach was literally, he's in the New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame. I think he was inducted in November of 2007. And then he competed in the Olympics, I think in 1978, and he was the cruiserweight champion. Yeah, he was the cruiserweight champion of the world in 1992. Duty to retreat state as opposed to stand your ground. Yeah, you're right, dude. That's a funny way to think about it, Joe. But yeah, but my coach is a beast. You ever like, have you guys ever heard like loud music in a club? And when you're listening to the speakers inside of a club, like sometimes like the bass, or you're in a car and you have the music blasting really loud and the bass is like shaking the air. It's like boo, 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 boo. And you can feel this, like the force from the speakers hitting you. Like it's moving the air, the bass. Like my coach, when he jabbed, it would move the air. Like when he threw a jab is widely considered as the weakest punch a person can throw. My coach is also like, he's like 6'4", like 200 pounds. Oh yeah, I mean, you're 100% correct. Your hands are no longer, it's like, yeah, it's much more, you're not an average person anymore when you know these things. Or a civilian, I guess you would say. But man, my coach would punch and it would move the air, guys. Like it was a sight to see. He's a cool guy. I hope he's doing well right now. This is a good card. Energy Chamber. Oh no, that's not what we need. So just remember, if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe. You don't have to subscribe. We're looking to get to 1,000 subscribers. Thank you for liking the video. I just saw that. We're looking to get to 1,000 subscribers so that YouTube can monetize the channel, so that the rest of maybe Wizards of the Coast will start taking this channel seriously, and then we can start getting stuff sent to us, which means that I'll just send it immediately back to you guys, which should be fun. And it's just great. You know, I think what I really want to do is just to stream, monetize the channel, give money back, and then buy my dog a big steak a steak and a salmon. Like one day I want to buy like a salmon, not like salmon inside of a store, like an entire salmon fish, like a big fish, and give it to my dog and see if he eats it. Just like that. So I feed him, he's on a raw diet. Well, he eats kibble. Like I'll leave it there if he's ever really hungry to eat that. But I mainly just feed him like organ meats, like liver, heart, and stuff like that. That would be great if I could just, you know, if feeding him the fish oil would be great for his skin and hair. Yes, it will be, hopefully. Yeah, dude, he's a little beast. My little dude. But if I feed him, it's in my mind, if I feed him healthy and he's strong, then if it makes him live like 2 more days more than he normally would have, to me, like I'll spend any amount of money on that. I don't care. Like I just dropped $50 at the store to get him fish oils, and then to get him kibble that's like grain-free, salmon-based, just super as natural as it can possibly be. But that kibble will last me like 2 months. He barely eats that. But yeah, dude. My dog is my life. So far we've only really found one card that I think is worthy of adding to the deck so far. I still have no idea where Atraxa and Perrie is. So I still gotta find those two cards. And then I think who knows? No, nothing there. I don't know if there's really any counters in black, or maybe -1 counters, maybe. Yeah, Joe, that happens to me a lot, dude. Almost every day. Almost every day, dude. But I'm grateful for it. And I like to go to the local game store and see what they have. Oh, I just said it. Look what I found. Holla. Yeah, Traxa exists somewhere in the universe. Is that a Traxa right there? No, it's not Traxa. I know Traxa's in a one of those big sleeves. I forget what they're called. Jolene the Plunder Queen. Too bad that's in the wrong colors. Yeah, dude. Perrie's good. Okay, so I think now what we do is take a look at some of the cards, and then we'll just see how this would play. We'll imagine that we have Atraxa with us right now. Let's just see the mana value, and then we'll go from there. So Perrie. I have a single. I have a cat tribal commander deck. I don't have a dog tribal. But that's cool for you, Jelly. For me, if I'm being honest, I think I've always been raised around dogs. So that's what I think. At least that's what I've been taught. And I think that's the only reason why I have my dog is because I've been around so many dogs that it's just normal to me. Now at this point. I used to have a Great Dane. And that was like an experience. We had a pit bull. We had a Rottweiler one time. If I enable the collection, the Gruel Stopping Challenge is $25. Going to be like $21. Grabbed a couple today? Where did you get that? Where did you find the $25 deck? I'm digging the mana curve so far. Oh, word. I might have to go to the local game store tomorrow. I don't know what I would use the Goldspan Dragon for. What does the Goldspan Dragon do again? Doesn't it create like tokens or something or treasures? This is a good board wipe right here, man. That's a really good board wipe. Doubles the value of treasures. Oh, treasures give double mana. I mean, I would have to look in my commander's deck collection to see if there's a deck that I have that really cares about treasures like that. I don't think I have one, honestly. But I could always build one. I mean, technically I have that one commander that cares about treasures. The Rakdos one. But I haven't built it yet. It's gonna go there. Perfect. Guys, this is perfect. Okay. I play Pioneer Izzet Dragon, so it was a steal for me to get 2. Oh, nice, bro. That sounds amazing. I'm so happy for you, Charlie. It's so cool. Farewell is a messed up magic card. Yeah, it's pretty fun. 4 female dwarfs. I think this is looking really... I think you're 100% right. Shout out to TikTok for coming up with the idea for this deck. So, like, the mana curve looks really nice right now. I think that before I sit down and actually start organizing things, I think I still have to, like... And if you're somebody, you know, that wants to look at this deck list, like, I'm not going to upload this to Tapped Out or anything yet. Thank you for subscribing. Somebody just subscribed. I'm at 837 right now. What I would say, yeah, Lewis, we're on TikTok. And what I'll say is that I think I have to go to the LGS, find more cards that proliferate, and find more cards that maybe draw cards, maybe some more stuff with shield counters, and then I can have the next stream where we do this. I'll actually put the deck together, we'll play test it there, and then we'll be done. But this is like part 1 of this, because we've already been here for an hour and 34 minutes. It's 7 o'clock, and I have to be up really early to be at work tomorrow because I have to train really early. So if you're someone who wants to see the cards, like, at any point in time, you could go back in the video, pause here, and just take a look at the cards. And yeah, Joe, I mean, like, I think when you think about stuff like that, Joe, you know, you're only a human, dude. You know? And I think that like, who am I? I'm a dude. You know, there's a magic card. Let me see if the card's here. There is an old version of Orzhov's Signet that exists. I think I actually have it. Only human for now. There's a version of Orzhov's Signet that exists. It's actually quite dark. And I think when I read it, it kind of hit me, which is why I think that they changed the text on this one over here. This one says, the sigil holds different meanings depending on its form and presentation. While some wear it as a sign of status, other wear it as a sign of debt. That's like the light version of what that card says. And I'll bring this back to, I'm going to bring this back around to our conversation so it'll make sense. Because I think this is kind of relevant. If I can find the cards. I think it's here. Those are lands. Okay. So basically what it essentially said was, and don't quote me on this, but it said something of, if a person has this symbol on a necklace, it means that they are a boss, like a leader. They hold power. If a person has this symbol tattooed on them, that makes them a slave. That's what it said. The original text, it's basically what it said. And, you know, looking at me in my arm, I looked at my tattoos a little bit differently when I read that. But, you know, I don't think that I'm as valuable. I'm a valuable person or being. So like, when you talked about that, Joe, and you said that, I think it's like, you know, I humble myself to the reality that there are things that I don't know. You know, there are a lot of things I'm unaware of. Like, I'm a personal trainer, and I was unaware of how to keep myself from training myself to a way where I wouldn't have hurt my lower back, and now my lower back is hurt, and I'm a trainer, and I'm limping around the gym, and I'm a trainer. You know, it's kind of embarrassing, but it's the reality that I live in, and I can't. It's just my reality. I have to deal with it. But I think, yeah, that is funny. But yeah, Charlie, well, I guess the moral of the story is, or Joe, live free from fear, man. You know, as long as you have positive belief in something, you're safe, dude. We live in the most, every day is as regardless of whatever happens and what we see in the real world and stuff that happen, like, we live in every day that goes by, the world is much safer than it was the day before. So, what we're gonna do now, they just reprinted Murder as well. Humanity and Liberty. Yeah, I will fight for my family, or nothing. My dog. I don't fight for anything. I run. I'm a runner. I don't fight. No. At least I'm like programmed that way. Yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's like and like, I think everybody has their own perspective, you know. When I was doing like, on my experience, like, I was doing life coaching, and I would talk to people, and people would send me messages, and they would you know, I would make posts in the past, and I would say like, hey, if you're going through a hard time or something, you know, I'm a life coach, you can message me and I'll just listen to you, you know, and I'll just listen to you. That's all I really said. And periodically I would get messages from people like all over, just many different places, and people would vent, you know. And I think that, you know, us as people, and I'm going to be free from talking about anything that's specific as to these people's situation out of respect for them. I think it's one of those things where and this is just based off of my knowledge up to this point, when people come up to me and they vent to me, people tell me like kind of really tragic things, you know? And my teachers would call these things traumatic experiences. And when these things happen, you begin to learn about things that you begin to realize that people can act, you know, obviously like things that happen in the real world and people commit heinous acts, right, of violence and just horrible things, and like almost they're blasphemous things to do. But on a much minor scale, people can do things that have maybe that are not as profoundly blasphemous, but people still do bad things that go unnoticed, that can completely change the course of somebody's life. And those things happen every single day. And nobody knows about it until people feel comfortable enough to talk about it. And I think that like in life, based off of my life coaching, what I'm learning is like a lot of people live not knowing that things that have happened to them are bad, or they're not even aware that they're living in a situation where like abuse exists. And because they're not aware of it, people are mostly unconscious to that. But like you have to think about like, because you were talking about like a government, like, and understand that like I'm actually a certified physical education teacher. So like on a much smaller scale, being part of a staff inside of a school, you're like a government inside of a school, right? Because there's teachers, right? And then you have your vice principal, and then you have your principal, and they are followed by the superintendent, who's the superintendent's followed by the state, and then, you know, it just keeps going up and up. But ultimately, like the superintendent in the school has to protect their children, and they have to manage what's going on. And to a much larger scale, the government kind of, yeah, you're right, Charlie. But the government kind of acts like that on a much grander scale, right? And you would have to understand, like, if I'm a teacher inside of a school, and if I have a student that acts poorly in a classroom, I think like all the teachers inside the school may know that that student acts that way. And just for the betterment of the students that are around that kid, and just to provide better education to that specific individual, right? And I think like we live in a government I think that has existed for many years should know these things about families and people. They should know these things. So, and to them, these instances, like if a kid acts poorly in school, the teachers know, but the other students may not be aware, because we don't need to tell that. You know, that's a conversation between the teachers and then the parents of the child, right? So, and if we extrapolate that idea, like people in public don't need to know other people's business, right? So, but that doesn't mean that, you know, I heard a teacher say one day, the value of who you are as a person are the things that you do when you're by yourself. And we don't know what people do when they're on their own. So, on a mass scale. So like we can sit here and we can look at a government and we can criticize them for, oh, we can't believe that they're doing this, and that we can't believe they're acting this way. We can't believe that they're doing that. But like, we don't know what it's like to live in their country. We don't know what their people live like. We don't know how their people act under stress. We don't know how this child's father's cousin, or this person here, we don't know the lineage of these families and what they have the propensity to do. So I can't sit here and be like, you're wrong, when I lack a ton of necessary information to be able to make an educated effort to protect as many people as I possibly can. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that I am in no situation to say that anything anybody or any government does is right or wrong, because like the reality is, man, like I am not sitting in that boardroom having those secret conversations wondering how I'm going to feed and protect millions of people. The tragedy of... Really, Joe? Is that actually a term? The tragedy of the commons? Wow, that's very interesting. Yeah, these are things that I think about. But it's like, it humbles me, you know? It makes me feel... It makes me feel less, emotional to what we're saying. Tragedy of the commons. So like, instead of me sitting here for 40 minutes explaining that, I could have just said tragedy of the commons. Okay. We can do that next time. Next time. But it just seems logical, you know? But like, that's why the only thing we can do as people, the positivity of the commons, is that the only thing we can do here is have positive faith. And just say like that, and as regardless of whatever it is, we just have to realize that we're like, well, I don't have all the information here, so I just have to hope that that was the best outcome, you know? So I can't sit here and say anything, you know? Yeah. So random. Thank you. You guys are smart, man. It's not everywhere on the internet where we could sit here and like have this conversation and talk about this in a manner that's like respectful and just generally just, you know, respectful and just with yeah. I'm not sure what private agency means in personal responsibility. I know what personal responsibility means. I think personal responsibility, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. That's everything. That's like life. But yeah, you know, we're all people. We just have to look at people and think the best of them, because by thinking the best in people, we think the best of ourselves. And like, ultimately, that everyone is a sovereign being. Exactly. But also, yeah, Charlie, and know how to defend yourself too. You know, defend your brain, defend your, you know, yeah, man, it's no, you guys, I can only talk about this based on how comfortable I sense that I am. I sense that I'm comfortable enough to talk to you guys about that, and I sense that you guys can sit there and just understand like and just listen to me and understand like I have a perspective, and like, and if, because I sit here and I listen to you guys and I respect your perspectives, you know? And it is what it is, but we're just Magic the Gathering players, guys. No, I mean, like, my streams are only as good as the people I have in here, if I'm being honest. Because I also could have people going into chat and typing like, I don't know, whatever. Go on Twitch and just watch their live streams and you might see what I mean. For some people. But that's their community, you know? It is what it is. Yeah. It's fun for me. But yeah, so we built the Atraxa, the Kamiz Perrie Atraxa deck. I have it over there set. It's 7:15, so I gotta get life ready for me to go to work tomorrow. And then I'm thinking today's Friday, so tomorrow's Saturday, and then I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming or not. It really just depends on how my back feels tomorrow. And then Troll Tribal EDH. Is that like a real thing? And then we'll go from there. So when the next stream, what I just say, guys, is to join the Discord, and like I always put out a message on Discord when I'm live. I think that I would like to be live tomorrow in the afternoon. Get a massage. Yeah, we'll see. If I had a girlfriend, that would make life a lot easier. That would make that a lot easier. And life would be easier too, probably. But I gotta get this business going before I can think about being in a relationship and doing all that stuff. But those things would definitely be nice. But yeah, so I'm gonna head out, guys. I hope you guys have an amazing day. I always say the same thing when I end these streams. Always remember, eat healthy, or as healthy as you can. Work out every single day, even if it's just for 5 minutes. And most importantly, you gotta believe in your believe in yourself, not your spell. Believe in yourself, right? Peace out, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.